Hey family, I know I've been MIA for a minute, but we are getting ready for a family camping trip. So every year my family takes an annual camping trip for 3 days. I have not been since the pandemic began, but this year my granddaughter and great-granddaughter are going with us. I'm also taking the 3 little bears with me, but she has not been camping since she was 6, I think the last time she went with us, 7 maybe. So she's 25 now, so this year she had to get her own tent. So we have been thrifting and shopping Facebook Marketplace, and we just went and picked this one up this morning. I ended up picking up another tent for ourselves also a couple of weeks ago. It's similar to this one, except I have a room over here, I have a room over here, and I have a room in the back because there's going to be 5 of us in our tent. So this one here is perfect just for her and the great-granddaughter. So we're getting ready to clean this one out, and I will show you guys the rest of the stuff we are taking with us, because if you guys actually go camping for Sukkot, for Feast of Tabernacles, the stuff I'm going to show you is actually great for that also. So stay tuned, you guys. All right, family. So I just left the Salvation Army, and I was grabbing some things for our family camping trip this weekend because, unlike a lot of people, I don't take things out of my house to take into the wilderness. I have separate things for all of that. I don't want my blankets out there in the dirt and on the ground and whatever. I don't want the kids feeling like they can't touch this, can't touch that. So things that I take camping are all secondhand. Everything from pots and pans to blankets. Our sleeping bags are brand new. My original tent and everything is brand new. Hold on, I got a car pulling in and they're playing music, so I don't want it on. All right, so we are back. So I'm gonna show you guys everything that I got right now. The rest of the stuff that I picked up is already at home. It's already being packaged up. You know, I'm the person who gets ready for things a couple of weeks ahead of time. So even my bag with what I'm gonna wear, whatever, it's already being packed. But I want to show you guys some of the things that I picked up at the thrift store and how much I paid today. All right, so let's stick this right here. I'm one of those people that I have a thing with quilts, especially lightweight quilts. I keep them around simply because I like stopping by parks and just sitting. If I have the kids in the car, I will stop at a park and let them play, and I'll pull a blanket out, we'll eat lunch, or I'll just sit there and relax. So I do keep blankets in the back of my car at all time. I did pick up, this is a larger quilt that I picked up today that is going to go camping with us, along with another one that I have. It was about $4. I did find this battery operated pump. It does not have these pieces, but we do have a pump. It is a plug-in pump, and it has those pieces, so I'm not too worried about that. My thing is, my husband is the one who likes air mattresses and all that kind of stuff. I grew up camping and fishing. I have no problem throwing a sleeping bag on the ground and going to sleep. But, you know, we have all of these air mattresses and things now, but I'm very impatient and I don't like waiting. So if I need the pump at the same time he's using the pump, I'd rather just pull out another one. This one is battery operated, so I don't have to worry about plugging it into a generator or anything. And, you know, it's a Northwest Territory. If you look at them online, even used, they are about $17 to $31, depending on how many accessories they have. This one I did get for $4.99. Unfortunately, it wasn't on sale. For the Sabbath relaxing, I did bring a blow-up chair and a blow-up couch with me. And the blow-up chair, I did get this. It is a mat that I'm going to stick underneath the blow-up chair. I did find the blow-up chair. It was online for $60, but I found it on Facebook Marketplace for 20 bucks. And I went and picked it up this morning. If you don't know, when you go camping, space is a big thing. So these are collapsible. I love finding stuff like this to take camping, and especially when it is 50% off. So this was $6.99 plus 50% off, so it was about $3. I also did get one of the like basins to go with it. I don't eat meat, neither does my husband, but we still separate things like fish and vegetables and fruits. We don't use the same thing, so finding another colander also was a great find. Although this one was not on sale, it is collapsible also, but it was $6.99. And then these whole set of containers that are also collapsible, they were $12.99, but they were 50% off. So for all of them, they were $6 and some change. And you guys know I garden, so I'm always looking for gardening things. And this is a row cover. It is 10 feet by 12 feet. It was $6.99 plus 50% off. And then I got a tube for the kids because where we camp is on a river. So the kids are in the water. We're in the water. A lot of times we rent tubes, and the younger kids and some of us, we all go tubing. I don't go. I just kind of hang out in the water. Sometimes I even sit my chair out there in the water and just relax. If you guys know, I had a motorcycle accident years ago, and left me with hardware in my ankle. So it's not as easy for me to grip the ground. And if you've ever been in a moving river, you know it. The bottom of the river has a lot of tiny rocks and gravel and uneven spaces. So I don't mess around because, like I said, my foot can't actually grip the ground, and trying to deal with water and trying to walk without re-injuring my ankle is not all that easy. So one of the last things I did pick up that totally frivolous, but I took my granddaughter this morning to go and get the tent. I showed you guys a tent. Well, at the same time, my great-granddaughter was complaining that she wanted a pink tent. And what do I find today but a little pink tent? It's a little tiny kids tent, but I just thought it was really funny that she wanted a pink tent, and then the first thing I do is find a pink tent. So I think it was about $8. Nope, $7. It was $6.99. So she has her own little individual little pink tent that probably fits inside of their tent. So they can put that in there, and she can sleep on that, or in that, should I say. All right, so everything, all of this stuff, came up to $53. So as you can see, all of the stuff that was 50% off, and then there was stuff that was not 50% off. But $53, and I have just about everything I need to go camping right here. We already have all of our sleeping bags and tents and lanterns and everything else. So not bad. And like I said, I will show you guys the rest of the stuff that we have when I get back to the house. All right, family, so this is a totally different day. Yesterday I did a lot of running around trying to get extra things, last minute things, and I didn't record. But now I'm in here packing up everything, taking stuff out of the boxes and putting it in totes so that it'll stay nice and dry and it'll be a little easier to carry. But one of the other tips I wanted to give to you guys, this is a space saver. So I had one that had been in our camping equipment since the last time that I went camping with the family, and of course I had to throw that out. One thing I was glad that I did do, and I usually try to do it, sometimes we pack up in a hurry and I forget, but I usually try to remove all batteries from everything before we pack it away. I did that also. Of course, those batteries had to be thrown out along with the spices, but this is a serious space saver, and it has the majority of the spices that we use. So it, is all in one little, what is this? It's not a carousel, but anyway, one little container. And I just grabbed a little cheap thing of onion powder, and I already had the salt and pepper not sealed. The girls love ranch dressing, so I had to get a small one, and of course a little thing of hot sauce, and laundry bags, because when you are dealing with a lot of water and wet kids, we can actually put the things in the laundry bags and hang them up, and the air circulates through, so it helps it dry and keeps everything from being soaking wet still in the morning, or even things that they're not going to wear again, they won't mildew. This year I did pick up a collapsible sink. It was only $10 at Walmart. It does have a little drain down there in the bottom, because we're constantly washing out things like fish and dishes and stuff like that. And then I still had pans and things left over from the last time that we went. I'm not going to take the egg container because my niece is buying like 3 dozen eggs and bringing them, so I'm not going to need that. If you guys are going camping, especially with kids, not backpacking, but actual camping where you can put things in a car or truck and take them with you, get a little handheld broom and a dustpan. You would not believe how much debris kids track into a tent. It will save you a lot of headaches. This was about $4. Another thing, these lights. You can get them at Ross, Burlington, places like that. These are really good to keep inside of your tent. Yeah, do you see how bright that is? Yeah, super bright. So I picked up 2 of these. And I think this one has got to be my favorite, which I'm glad I did get it, because one of our lanterns broke one year. We replaced it with another one. And I did have small little lanterns that we use, for the kids. We let them walk around with them. And one of them this year is not working. So I'm probably going to let one of the girls use one of my little lanterns. It's their first time camping. So, of course, they're going to want to have their own little lanterns to walk around with and explore at night. But this one right here, I'm going to take it out of the box and show you guys, because I really want another one, so now I'm going to be searching for it, but I'm going to show you guys what it does. All right, sorry I don't have my tripod in here with me, but this is by Realtree. It was $12.99. And I'm going to do this one-handed. So, it cuts on. It is a flashlight. Has a dimmer. It also has the emergency. But yeah, look at that. So not only does that light up, let's see if I can flick this with one finger. Each panel opens up and it can actually hang at the top of the tent. Just gonna open those 2. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. These also dim too, so if you just keep pushing the button, they will dim and they will also flash also. So I really like this. And this is rechargeable. All right, let me slide this one over before I start unpacking it and separating it into the other container over there. So I'm gonna try to put all the lanterns and tarps and everything in one container, and all of my cooking essentials and everything in this container. So I do have, of course, you always need trash bags, always. These are the little mini lanterns that we have for the kids. I think we paid like $5 for these years ago at Walmart. Pretty nice. I already changed the batteries in them, so they are ready to go. And blankets, really nice, really heavy. And I picked these up at the thrift store. They are about $3 or $4 a piece, and they do have lids, except for this one. This one didn't have the lid. So, but as I said before, I do not take things out of my house, out of my kitchen to go camping with. I try to have separate everything, because there are things that we take out there and sometimes things get messed up or they just kind of disappear. Don't ask me how, but yeah, they just kind of disappear. So down in here we also have a skillet with a foldable handle. There's another pot under there. We have skewers that I also thrifted for the kids to make their s'mores. And I'm going to see if Walmart has their vegan marshmallows out yet. The kids are going to kill me, but I don't buy pork. Somebody else might, but I don't. And also have knives that were also thrifted. Nice quality. Because like I said, we're always cooking. And then some little Dollar Tree towels, because you know, whoever's doing the cooking is always looking for something to wipe their hands on. Not to mention we need something also after we wash things to dry them before we put them down on the tables. So there's a lot in here that I need to go through. I think this lantern still needs batteries in it. And like I said, I'm going to separate that little bitty sponges from the Dollar Tree. Also some little dishwashing liquid. I like to take the flexible cutting boards out there, and they're easier to pack, lighter weight, don't have to worry about that. And I don't use cutting boards. Anything that has meat or anything on it is going on one, vegetables on the other. So even for fish, here at home I have one that is the color green, and that is used strictly for my fruits and vegetables. So over there I have tarps and toilet paper, little rolls of toilet paper. I have a little handheld rake and a mallet. Also, I'm going to be taking one of my smaller shovels. And over there, let's see, let's just go ahead and walk over there. Hold on. So one of the other things I always do is I always pick up extra tent stakes. Never fails for some reason when you have multiple people taking tents down. For some reason, usually miss tent stake. Hasn't happened to us, but it has happened to other family members. So I always want to be prepared. Not to mention those little tiny tent stakes. Yeah, they're not all that great to use, but you know, they work. Like I said, another tarp. These are the lanterns that you just pull them open and they light up. They also have fans on top. So I do have two of those. I got one on clearance at, I think it was Ross, and then another one a guy was selling on Facebook Marketplace for $3. So I picked that up. And then I do have my little portable fan down there. It is battery operated because I'm that person who doesn't like to take a lot of electronics into the wilderness. I like going out into nature to relax and unplug, and it's just how I was raised. You know, radio is cool, music, or you know, just talking to everybody. To me, that's what it's all about. I don't want to watch movies. I don't want to do none of that stuff. I'll be bringing games for the kids to play with, and it's just for them to relax, be able to play in the river, and you know, enjoy their family. So this is the self-inflating, well, it's not self-inflating, it's got a foot pump to it, the kind that you just pump the mattress. It's a mattress pad because, as I said before, my husband went out and bought sleeping cots this year. So this is an extra blanket. It is a queen size or king size, I don't remember, but I prefer the ones that are kind of quilted. They're still lightweight, but they're cotton, so they're heavy enough to keep you warm. And then I have 3 sleeping bags in here and 2 here because this is London's second time camping. She went with us when she was 6 years old, but now she's grown, and it's her first time going camping as a grown person. She did get her tent, but I mean, I don't think there's a reason for them to go out and buy sleeping bags and all that kind of stuff, because we do have extra, and you never know when she's going to use any of this stuff again, and she's going to have to store it. So just going to go ahead and bring the extra sleeping bags. Not to mention, I'm bringing 3 extra sleeping bags for the 3 little bears. And I did actually find them shoes, 2 of them, thrifted them, beautiful, practically brand new. Of course, I did clean them, and they are ready to go, because river sandals are best when you are working with moving water. Just a pair of water shoes for the hubby, and then the toilet seat cover that can go on top of the 5-gallon buckets, just because we're taking all these little girls with us, and trekking to the bathrooms in the middle of the night is not all that fun. So that's also why I have 2 different sizes of trash bags, because one is going to go inside the bucket and then one is actually for trash. In case you guys noticed, there is only 2 pairs of shoes, and London bought Aaliyah her pair, and then for my 3 little bears, their feet are so tiny that even though they are 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade, my 1st grader, she is still in a toddler size 9. The 2nd grader is barely in an 11, 12. And then the 3rd grader is in a size 13. Yeah, their feet are very tiny. So my 1st grader, I actually had to order her shoes off of Amazon because I couldn't find a pair. All right, so one of my splurges this year was this table. So even though there are picnic tables on the grounds and my brother brings a large fold-out table, we are still always looking for extra space. And because I have the girls with me this year, and they are not, what's the word I want to use? They're not used to trying to hold a plate in their lap and eat at the same time. So I did splurge, and I bought 2 tables actually. So this one has little compartments under it, and then I have one that doesn't have the compartment, but it has the roll top. So this stuff is back here because these are the things that we're taking with us. So I have the tent in here. I have a mat because I'm bringing a blow-up chair and a blow-up couch to chill on the Sabbath. And that should be interesting because this is my first time going camping since fully keeping the Sabbath. So that's going to be interesting, with no cooking, no nothing, just relaxing. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. Another camping blanket. I have a sleeping bag in there, and the camping chairs, and then they are sitting on top of a very, very, very large 5-day ice chest. These are just extra blankets in here. This is the blow-up chair. It is this one here. I was actually looking at them on Amazon. They were $60. And then I found a guy who was selling it on Facebook Marketplace for $20. So I did get that. And then I have just a little blow-up sofa from Walmart. And I'm just going to put both of these inside of my screen house, just so that I can just relax on the Sabbath. And when I tell you guys I thrift everything, these are camping chairs, very nice one. This one right here is really wide and very sturdy, and it was $5. It is bigger than all of my camping chairs, and the majority of the camping chairs that I buy when I thrift them, they are $5. So yeah, a lot of times people think they want to go camping, and they start buying all this equipment. They go one time and they feel, hey, it's not for them. And they donate all of this stuff. You also get people who buy things for their kids' sporting events, and then, you know, they do one season of sports and then they realize they don't need these chairs anymore, and they donate a lot of that stuff, or they sell their tents. And, you know, this is the tent that I bought this year, and the guy didn't have the bag. He said the bag was really shoddy and tore up. He got rid of it. So I just went ahead and ordered this large bag off of Amazon, and it's pretty sturdy, and I think it was $20. All right, so today is Tuesday. We are leaving Friday morning. So the next time you guys see me, it will be, I don't think I'm gonna film packing up the truck. I think what I'll do is I'll start recording when we get to the campground and when we're setting up, so you guys can see how everything is set up. You can see the beautiful river that we're going to be next to, and there is tubing, zip lining, all that kind of stuff. Don't know how much, you know, we're going to get into. Definitely going to do a little tubing with the kids. Well, we'll let the kids do them. And I did get 2 of the tubes, plus you can rent the inner tubes there for like $10-15 a day, and they're pretty big. You know, they're the actual tire tubes, inner tubes. So I will see you guys in a minute when we are setting up the campground. All right, guys, we got a full truck this morning. We just arrived at the campsite. We're checking in. So I'm pulling up now. Hi. We are here.
Okay, get your shoes and go.
Been trying to hurry up and set up. This is the screen house. And as you guys can see, it's got the chair and the sofa, and my niece is setting up my table for me. We are right here on the water. Got our tent over there that I still need to put everything in. I've been trying to set up everything. I got the 3 little bears with me. As you can see, we're right here on the water.
I want to go over there, Auntie.
No, you don't. You weren't even in the water when I was telling you to get in there. Don't be trying to front for the camera. So the waterfall is right around the corner. That way I'll show you guys later. But right now, I got to walk them to the bathroom because it's a distance off. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm not going to take too much footage while I'm out here because I want to enjoy my family and enjoy the scenery, because it is just gorgeous out here. So I just kind of threw everything together right now because today is Friday and I want to enjoy the day before the Sabbath begins. So I do got the cots in here with the mat on there. I got a perfect view of the water right outside this window. And unfortunately, I have a bee in here already. There's actually 2 in here. And the girls are sleeping over here. This side is just where I'm just storing stuff for right now. And there's the other bee, actually. So I'm getting ready to head out to the water. See you guys in a second. Set up nice so on the Sabbath I can just sit out here with my Bible and study. And I got the water right here. The kids play in the water. I can still see them. Right now, of course, they're being dramatic and talking about their cold. It's 80-something degrees. But because we lit a fire to try to get the bees away, they are all sitting around the fire. So we're still waiting on 5 more people. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tents up. So it'll be full by tonight. So this is how I'm bringing in the 7. there's not enough of us to tube with them yet. So right now, I tied them all to a tree. I brought 100 feet of rope with me. So they're all tethered to the tree and just out here floating around. All right, so the night is coming to an end. The Sabbath has begun. Stop cheating. And finally getting the girls wind down a bit. So we are in the tent playing some games before they lay down and go to sleep. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Like I said, it's supposed to be about 86 degrees tomorrow, 60 degrees tonight. It's a little bit chilly simply because we're on the water. But aside from that, everything is nice. And
Oh, y'all scared?
yeah, of course, here comes the hubby. Good morning, family. This is my view this morning. This is the view from my bed. I've been listening to running water all night. Literally all night. A lot of people running water will help them sleep. It is calming, but I couldn't fall asleep. I probably didn't fall asleep till about 3 this morning. And then of course the hubby was up by 6. And then the girls followed shortly after. So I got them up. They were out there eating their cereal around the fire, waiting for my brother and my husband to start cooking something. And I am still in here resting. So the family is completely up now. It's about 9:30.
That's what I tell everybody.
They're all over there cooking breakfast and everything. But I'm the only Sabbatarian, so of course I can't cook anything. So I have some bagels and some smoked salmon, I have my orange juice and some fruit, and I am about to sit over here inside my screen house and just watch the river and listen to everybody. So you might think it's weird, but I have vegan cream cheese and smoked peppered salmon, but so I do eat fish. Not all fish, only clean fish, but I don't do cow's milk or anything like that. So I always use the vegan cream cheese. This is a plain bagel. I usually do the cinnamon raisin, but I brought plain out here because my husband likes plain and I didn't want to bring 2 packs of bagels out here. So as you can see, we're fighting these bees out here. And these are the, let me cover that. These are those, I don't want to call them meat bees, but they are attracted to meat. I can be out here all day with all of my vegetarian or vegan stuff and they won't come around, but as soon as you bring some type of meat out, they are right there on you. Even inside the screen house, they come under all the way around and they come in. They just come after the smell of meat. So they don't go after fruits, vegetables, grains, anything like that, just the smell of meat. And once I open this salmon, that's it. They're right here. So I'm gonna see if I can eat this really fast before they are just all over me. The kids are waiting to get in the water. Their cousins are in and I told them they have to wait an hour. The water was already cold yesterday. It's only 9 something in the morning and it was about 57 degrees last night. So I told them let the sun come out a little bit and then I'll let them get in the water in about an hour. Right now, I'm going to enjoy my view and eat my breakfast. I'll see him. Alright, so I decided to take the kids on a short little walk this morning. So right now we are up above the waterfall that's just downstream from the camp. See if I can zoom in on that. It's Really beautiful. Look at that. So it goes all the way down. Back where we are, back around there. And then it keeps going further and further. Plus, it starts way before this. This is fed from an actual lake. When they open the gates, it floods all the way through here. It does it all summer long and most of the fall.
That's why we're not touching it.
This is above the waterfall, right before the waterfall hits down here. Where those people are is where the waterfall is. It drops off right there. So I got all these little ones with me. And they want me to let them step off into this rushing water. Because they think they can actually stand in this water and not be swept away. I know, that one right there.
Yes, it is. What is this?
Come on, let's go that way. I told you that waterfall was crazy. Alright guys, so we are back home. Got home yesterday and I immediately started cleaning. Started washing all the stuff that we took out there, all the sleeping bags, the clothes, the blankets. And I wasn't able to do the tarps last night because, as I said, I was cleaning everything else, trying to get all of the knives and pots and pans and cutting boards and all that stuff, making sure they were all clean before I put everything away. So the tarps have been folded and sitting out here outside. So I had a few minutes, and in my haste, I didn't think to blow up all these leaves first. So yeah, kind of made a mess, but came out and was hosing all of these tarps down, and the ice chest, my sandals, because if you've ever been camping by the river, there's one thing you should know is even the soil around the river's edge, it has a certain smell to it. So once you take it out of that environment and you bring it home, everything, like all the soil on the back of these tarps and stuff, it just all had a musty smell to it. It was, yeah. So I had to hose all this stuff down before I go and get the girls from school. So I'm gonna let these guys sit for a while I run and go get them. And then I will be back to do the other side. So I do want to say thank you to you guys for coming camping with us. It was a nice weekend. I wish it would have been a little bit more relaxing, but the girls had fun. It was their first time going camping, and they are already ready to go back. But the other trick I want to show you guys, so where we were camping, the showers were really far off. And we had porta potties I think there was about 150 feet away. So with 3 little girls and 2 adults over the age of 55, I didn't want to be waking up in the middle of the night and walking out there to the restrooms. So I ended up buying this little portable seat from Walmart. It's about $14, and it snaps on to the top of a 5-gallon bucket. Line the bucket with trash liners, with the waste bucket liners. Well, actually I use the 13-gallon kitchen trash bags. And I brought cedar chips with me, the same ones that I use in the garden. I had a bag of those, and just line the bags with them. And every time someone goes, just put more of the cedar chips in there, and just dispose of it afterwards. It keeps the smell down. It's only $7 for a giant bag, and you really don't even need not even half of the bag, not even a quarter of the bag, because like I said, we only used it at night, and it saved a lot of trips in the dark to pretty disgusting porta potties. So if you're like me, you wash everything out after a trip, and that includes the sleeping bag covers, the laundry bags, and everything hangs out to dry to get sterilized by the sun. But once again, thank you guys for joining us. The garden stayed absolutely perfect while I was gone, and like I said, hopefully I'll take you guys on more adventures with the family. And the next trip, I think, is a fishing trip to teach all of the kids how to cast. This generation doesn't know how to cast or fish, which is our fault. So we are going to rectify that. Hey guys, so I was out running some errands today. I was going to end that video, but while I was out, I decided to go ahead and stop at a thrift store after I paid a few bills, and I found some really great deals. So I told the hubby that I was going to go back to fishing and camping, which is how I grew up, and that I really miss it. And so I decided that I was going to plan a trip every couple of months to go fishing and camping, even if it's a solo trip or a trip with my daughters. So I'm going to show you some things that I found this morning, because when I met my husband, we got married. So I already had my own stuff. I had my own fishing poles and everything. I had a 2-room tent. I had my sleeping bags, all of that good stuff. And now for some reason, I no longer have any stuff. All the poles are his. He came with them, and he doesn't know what happened to my things. So I told him, don't worry, no worries. I will buy my own poles again. And so this morning, I always think thrift first. So I just stop and see what I can find. Let me show you guys what I came up with. All right, so I was about to get all this stuff and put it in the garage. I folded all the tarps already, and went and paid the water bill, and decided to stop at the Salvation Army. And why did I come across a brand spanking new fishing pole? Brand new, never used, still has all of the labels on it, and it even has the price tag still from Big 5 on there. So you see that $70 price tag, and then I paid $19.99. Perfect condition, not broken, nothing. Like I said, it still has the plastic on it. Then I came across these. So these are ready to use disposable grills. These are the green grills. So these are the eco-friendly, organic, natural product, all derived from plant-based products. And perfect little grills. They're disposable. They had these marked $6.99, but they were 50% off. So it was about $3.50 each. There was 4 of them. Before I got them, I looked them up online. These green organic ones, they were anywhere from $17 to $39 used. That's not even brand new. That was used. That's for people who were getting rid of their excess. So yeah, I definitely snatched those up for $3.50 a piece. Now, I figured because I was on a roll, I would just go a couple of blocks over and go to the Goodwill. And we really could have used this on this trip too, because like I said, I used the cedar chips. But I saw this and it said poo gel, and I'm like, what the heck is poo gel? So I decided to look at it, and it's for the portable toilets. It actually, you put that little stuff in there and it kind of gels up any liquid that's in there. And it had the bags in there also. So that was $5 plus 10% off. So I went ahead and picked that up because I'm just going to go ahead and throw it in the stuff for next year. All right, let's see if I can hold this one up because I just got it out of the washing machine. Let's see if I can stick it up here. And it's almost dry already. This is probably my favorite find for today. This was also at the Salvation Army. And this is by Helly Hansen. They make lots of fishing gear, and this is a woman's jacket. Perfect condition. It was $9.99 plus the 10% off. Retail price, can you guess? $130. So this was definitely a great score. All right, family. So now I'm going to end the video. I promise this is it. So as I started the video in the beginning and I was talking to people, anybody who's going camping for Sukkot, one of the things I wanted to tell you guys is it's really nice to go camping for Sukkot. Make sure you have all the supplies you need, but you have to remember there are certain things you need for Sukkot, and you need to have the elements. You need to have the palm branches. You need to have the willow and the myrtle. You need to have the fruit. Not just be out there camping and just partying it up and having a good time. Don't do all the excess stuff. You know, it's a reminder. You're supposed to be out in the wilderness as a memorial, a remembrance of how he kept us in the wilderness. Don't bring all your electronics out there. Don't bring all your alcohol and your loud music and everything and stuff. Just remember, you know, you're out there celebrating him, you know, and thanking him, and like I said, remembering everything that you were delivered from. Don't bring all your comforts from home. You have to remember the hardships that our ancestors had to endure out there in the wilderness. You know, bring the necessities that you actually need. Even with us, we brought so much food home because my family is so in sync with one another that we all kind of brought all of the same things. So, you know, we all share. So everybody brought things for s'mores for the kids. So there was tons of that stuff. That stuff came back. Everybody brought fish, you know, salmon, and, you know, we all had the same stuff. So a lot of our things all came back home. We all diced up peppers and onions and garlic and all that stuff. So, like I said, if you're going to do this, do it as a family. Do it as one tribe. There's still things that you have to follow from the scripture. Not just a big old party, not just out there having fun. You're not celebrating yourselves. You're actually celebrating him. So remember that and have fun. And if you are out there just camping because you're like us and we love camping also, you know what? Be safe. Bring the necessities. Just kind of relax. Enjoy nature. Listen to, you know, the sound of nature. You don't have to have music. Listen to the sound of running water. Bring you some binoculars. Look at the birds and whatever else is creeping and crawling out around there. Bring you a couple of fishing poles. Go fishing if that's available. You know, go for hikes. Look at all the native plants and the native species in the area. But, you know, have fun. Enjoy yourself and relax. And remember who created all of it. So you guys stay blessed, and I will see you all in the next video.